Easy math with Miss Easley.
Hey everyone, today we're going to learn all about multiplying rational numbers, and I thought a great way to explain this would be to use rock climbing and underwater diving, because I can easily show positive and negative with those two examples. We'll be looking at vertical number lines to help us understand this idea, and I think that's an easy way to show it, because rock climbing, you're going to be thinking, okay, we're going above sea level, above that zero mark in the positive section of the number line. And then underwater diving is going to be showing us going down the vertical number line into the negative part. Okay, so let's start with our first example. So if Greg was rock climbing and he had an average speed of 2 meters per second, how much distance will he climb in 6.5 seconds? So I want you to take a look at this number line and also pause the video, see if you can find the amount that Greg was climbing. Okay, so now let me show you on this number line. So I like to think of it as two jumps of 6.5. So a positive 2 times a positive 6.5, or 6 5/10. And so I'm going to show that, I'm going to represent that on the number line with two arrows, two sections. Okay, and what did you get for 2 times 6.5? Okay, you got it, 13. So that's 13 meters that he was able to climb in 6.5 seconds. Great job. Okay, now let's do the opposite example. Let's look at diving. So Erin had an average speed of 3 meters per second, and I want to know what depth below sea level she was able to reach in the same amount of time, that's 6.5 seconds. So why don't you take a look at this number line? Also, just pause the video, try to figure out what that depth would be. Okay, so let's check your work. So I like to think of this as we are going below sea level. So it is a -3 times that 6.5 seconds. And we can represent that on this number line with 3 arrows, starting at the 0 and going down 3 times. Okay, so what did you end up getting for the -3 times 6.5? All right, so you probably remember that when you have a negative amount times a positive amount, you're going to get a negative. And I think this number line really shows why that rule is the way it is, because we are making 3 jumps going into the negative side of the number line, so it makes sense that our answer will be negative. So it is a -19.5. Great job. Okay, now I think it's time to head over to the whiteboard, try some more example problems out, and really feel confident about multiplying rational numbers. All right, now I want us to try 2 examples, and I'm just going to put the expressions at the top, and I want you to decide what strategy you'd like to use. So, it's totally okay if you want to draw yourself a number line and think about this, or just use the algorithm, or some sort of an area model would be fine. But the main thing to do is to pay attention to the positive or negative. So this first example is a positive 4.5 times a positive 3.7. So what type of answer are we going to get? Are we going to get positive or negative? Okay, you got it, positive. Okay, what are we going to get for this example over here, positive or negative? All right, you're catching on, negative, since we have a -2.3. So let's go ahead. Why don't you pause the video, try out these 2 problems, and then we'll come back and check your work. Okay, so take a look at my two problems that I've done, or my two algorithms that I've done, and see if you're getting the same thing. So on this side, they're both a 2 by 2 digit, so I needed to put my 0 place marker here, and then do everything times the 3, and not forget about regrouping. And then at the end, I thought about how I have 2 decimal places in my factors, so I need 2 decimal places in my product. Same for this problem too. And the only thing I did differently here is I put a negative on here because we were multiplying by a negative number. All right, great job. So you were able to do multiplying rational numbers with positive and negative. The first examples we did together were a whole number times a decimal, and now you're doing decimal times decimal both ways. So great job.
I hope this video helps you in your math class or at home. See you next time.